Okay, so going back over equations of circles. Yesterday, y'all looked to have done pretty well on picking out the center and the radius from a picture, but just kind of reviewing the equation. It's x minus h, that squared, plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So hk is just the center. And realize it's going to kind of almost look like it has the opposite sign of what it appears in the equation, and then r is the radius. Make sure once you find your r here, when you plug it into your equation, you make it squared. So I'm going to go through the ones that have been missed quite a bit, and if you still have some questions, you can reach out again. We're on the downhill. You got this week's stuff left in con and test on circles, and we'll talk about possibly get some bonus points on that. But finish this stuff up. We're almost there. You can definitely do it. When we look at this picture, you see that the center is at 5, 0. So I encourage you to write that down. Your paper. Now the radius on this one's a little bit more difficult. Some of these are pretty easy because you can just count over, but notice this one just goes to the 0.91 also. But from just having the center, hopefully you understand that you can go in and write that x minus 5, because the equation has minus in it, so it really looks just opposite of what's actually there, squared, plus y minus 0, hopefully you realize it's just y. So we're just going to put that part plus y squared equals, now we've got to find the radius, but you can get the entire left side just by knowing the center. Now how do I get the radius? Well, distance formula. And since you have a picture here, it's really easy to figure in that you can just make this a right triangle. It won't let me draw on this, but realize from here to here, it goes up 1. So the radius would be 1 squared plus, how far over did we go? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 16 plus 1 more would be 17. The radius would be the square root of 17 because it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. But realize when you plug into this equation, it's going to be r squared. So it's basically just your a squared plus b squared. And that is your answer. Okay, so I'll go back, let you look at that for just a second longer. And I'm going to clear out and do a few more of these. We can get rid of all that. Right, so second most commonly missed, here's your picture. Hopefully you can look at this and say, okay, 4, 3 is my center. Okay, now to find my radius, how do I get from this blue point to the purple point? Well, I'll go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be 5 squared. Plus, then I go up 2. So the radius is the square root of 29. But when we write out this equation, notice we're going to do opposite signs. So x minus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals, the radius is the square root of 29, but when I square that, I just get 29. Right. And there that is. So clearing, try to clear that out again. Keep going. And notice on this one, it's a little easier in that you can count. The radius is 2 boxes, but we gotta be careful with the scale. But hopefully you can easily pick out that the center is at 1, -1. Now be careful on the radius, it's 2 blocks. But what does each block stand for? Well, each block is 0.25. So do you see that this radius from 0.5 to 1 is 1/2? So 0.25, 0.5. And writing our equation, we would have x minus 1 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 1/4. This is plus because it's minus a negative. 1/2 squared is 1/4. Right, I'll do one more. that doesn't have a graph, when they give you the information, you just plug in. Remember, it's minus, so when you do minus a negative, it's going to be plus 9.3 squared plus y minus 4.1 squared. Don't forget to change x and y, equals, the radius is the square root of 13. So r squared would just be 13. Hope this helps you out. Let me know if I need to do some more of these. We're going to kind of build on this for the next couple of days. Be careful with, I believe, tomorrow's. If you miss them the first time, make note of your answers. You may find some familiar problems. Take care. Bye-bye.